Greetings, YouTube. Today we're looking at Asking for It, The Alarming Rise of Rape Culture and What We Can Do About It by Kate Harding, herself a survivor of rape. Now, I knew going into this book it was going to be a hard read. I wasn't wrong. This is a difficult book to get through as far as the content, because it deals with the horrors of not only sexual harassment, sexual assault, and rape, but then what happens to people who come forward and make the claims that they have been sexually harassed, assaulted, and raped. Because let's face it, our society won't believe them. Flat out. Our society, and it is a rape culture, automatically puts anyone that claims to have had this happen to them, they put them on the witness stand. They treat them like a perpetrator of a crime, while the actual perpetrators of those crimes are often given a wash. Because we come up with questions like, well, were you drinking? What were you wearing? Were you alone at a frat party? Well, what did you expect was going to happen? And of course, they want the perfect victim. They want Little Red Riding Hood. Teenager, white, Christian, on her way to grandmother's house with a basket of cookies. A wolf leaps out, conks her on the head, or uses his knife at gunpoint, and then ravishes her from her virginity, which is, of course, a social construct. But in the reality, humans are not quite that victim. We drink, we have partners, we may have liked someone, we may have advanced our desires towards someone and then decided that we wanted to revoke them, but that person decided, nah, I'm not going to have that. You started this, I'm going to finish it. And our society just lets these people get away. I mean, there have been thousands of rape kits sitting on shelves not processed. And when funds were finally raised to process them, they found out that there were dozens of repeat rapists. Men that had been pursuing women and raping them for years. That could have been caught and stopped. And so there wouldn't have been 20 women on their dock. Nope. We might have stopped them at 1 or 2. But those rape kits just sat on the shelves because society says, and prosecutors and the police just don't give a crap about women who are rape victims. Nor do they give crap about men who are rape victims. And the rape victims are chosen from every social economic strata you can think of. Doesn't matter. Family members do it. Your fellow troops in the military do it, raping both men and women. Women have a higher percentage per numbers, but there are more male rape victims in the military. And of course, you have to report the crime to your commander, who may have been one of the perpetrators or a supporter of the perpetrator. Colleges just decide that they're going to review this, and because the victim thinks the college is going to do something, they don't go to the police immediately. Go to the police. Get a lawyer. Go to the police. Go to the school afterwards and tell them, this is how you failed. Get the prosecution. The author refers to a study they did about officers, cops. They asked them, okay, what percentage of rape reports filed do you believe are falsehoods, false accusations? Now, some of the cops, the minority, figured 1 to 10%. The percentage is actually 2 to 8. So there's a 92% chance that someone is telling you the truth when they say they've been raped, which is why you should believe them. But some of the cops thought it was 30%. Some thought it was 50%. And a small percentage of them thought it was 95 to 100%. Stop for a second and let that just wash over you. There are cops out there right now serving the public who think that 95 to 100% of rape accusations are false. Now, what happens if you lose the lottery and you're the person that gets that cop, one of those cops, and you file your rape accusation against somebody, you think that case is going to get due diligence? You think that they're going to be your advocate? They're going to go to the prosecutor and say, hey, you know something? We should look at this guy? No, they're not. They're going to sweep it under the rug. They're going to laugh about it. And they're going to ignore it. That's rape culture. Rape culture says that they will treat a 17-year-old boy, who's a boy, who was part of a gang rape as a child, but the 11-year-old girl that was raped by 20 men, teenagers and adults, they will treat her like she was some form of temptress, that then plead that the 17-year-old should be getting leniency because he's just a kid. He didn't get leniency. He got 25 years because he was part of a gang rape. They raped an 11-year-old. But the public lambasted her because this sullied the reputation of these people. That's rape culture. And I've talked about it here before, and I'm going to talk about it again. Read this book. Everybody, read this book. Get sad, get depressed, get angry. Because to quote Ananse, angry gets shit done.